The next little part that we're going to show you here is how to use your check weigh function. And I'll explain that here in a minute, but first what we need to do is set it up. So first we need to think about what's our target weight. So if our target weight was 10 pounds, and what we want to do is set an upper and a lower limit so we know, so that the display knows that 10 pounds is our target weight. So to do that, we're first going to press hold and print. And if done correctly, you'll see C01. Now to navigate, we have our up, down, left, right, and print is our enter. So what we're going to go ahead and do is toggle one to the left, go up one, and then toggle back to the right, and then go up to the number 3. This is going to be our upper limit. And I'm going to go ahead and set this to 11 pounds. And then 14 is going to be our lower limit. And I'm going to set that to 9 pounds. And once I'm done, I'll hit print. And then to exit out of parameter settings, I'll hit the accum button. So essentially what we're doing here is we're telling the display that, hey, if something gets above 10 pounds, I need you to alert me. And if something goes below 10 pounds, I need you to alert me. So if I have 10 pounds sitting on the scale, it's going to say, okay, you're at the correct weight. But if we go above that, the display starts to tell us, hey, you're high, and it gives us an audible alarm that we are over our weight. And it will continue to beep like this until we fix it. So to show you if we're too light, it's going to continue to beep. And even if we add more weight, it's going to continue to tell us like, hey, something's wrong here until we fix it. And so essentially 10 pounds is our target weight. And that is our check weigh function here. You're basically setting the upper limit, the lower limit to then determine what is my target weight and where do I want to be notified if something is below or above that. Now, as an add-on, we have what we call a relay light, a stack light, and it essentially gives us a red, green, and yellow way to indicate us if we're high, which is going to be red, green if we're okay, our target weight, and yellow if we're below. So for instance, if I put 10 pounds on the scale, you can see that it's telling us, hey, everything's okay, we're at our target weight, no adjustments need to be made. But if we go above that, you can see now that we have a red light, and then we also have another alarm that is also alerting us that there's a problem. And then I'm going to demonstrate if we're too light, below our target weight, you'll see that we also get the alarm still, and you can also see that it's telling us that we're too low and that we need to add more weight to then get to our target weight. And this is something that can be added on. So as I showed earlier in the previous demonstration, you have the ability to use the built-in check weigh function, but we also have the option for the larger stack light that will also give you another visual on seeing the check weighing process. Okay, today we're looking at one of our semen tanks with our scale system, and the purpose here is that the scale is going to be an investment that you use to protect the millions of dollars that you have inside of your semen tanks here. And this is all about avoiding losses. And so the scale is always going to give you a visual of what is going on here with the tank. Now you can purchase just the scale system without the larger check weigh light here, and the smaller display will still give you a check weigh feature. But if you'd like a large visual that you can see from a distance to always check in and see how your scale is doing, that's where the check weigh light is going to come in. So if we can imagine we have the tank on the scale at all times with the display powered on at all times. And as we start to add weight to the scale, such as our liquid nitrogen, we can tell the display to let us know if we've put too much onto the scale by giving us a notification. And so right now I have it set if it goes above 50 pounds to let us know, hey, we put in too much. But the real important part here is not really putting too much in there, but it's actually more about as the liquid nitrogen starts to fall off, we need to be able to keep an eye on this if it drops too low. And so for instance, if I start to take off these weights here, and let's say that's the liquid nitrogen, you can see that the display is going to alert us, hey, we've dropped below the target weight that we have set, which in this case is 40 pounds, to alert us that, hey, there's a problem. So I'm going to show you in the parameter settings. If I press hold and print at the same time, it's going to take me to C01. And then I can navigate here by the different buttons. I have a left, a right, down and up, and print is enter. So what I want to do is go to C13. So I'm going to toggle 1 to the left, go up 1, toggle back to the right, and then go up to the number 3. Then I'm going to press print. Now you can see I have my upper limit where it's going to show anything above 51 pounds is going to alert me. So that's okay because that's not really the issue here. It's more about avoiding our losses when it drops too low so we're not losing the semen that's in the tank. But I'm just showing you how you can set the above limit if needed because we want that cushion between the top, the bottom, and where the OK is. So we'll press print, and then C14 we'll press print. Now this is going to be the lower limit. So as I did in the demo previously, if it drops below 40 pounds, it will need to alert me that, hey, there's an issue here and I need to add more liquid nitrogen to the tank. That way we're not going to have any issues with losing the product that's inside here. So that's the whole point of the scale, is that this is an investment that we're using to protect our assets and that we don't have any problems with not adding enough liquid nitrogen over time. So if I wanted to change this, let's say to 35, I can toggle around left or right, and the flashing digit is going to be the one that I can change in value. So if I wanted to set my lower limit to, let's say, 35 pounds, and I press print, take me to C15, and then if I want to exit out of the parameters, I just press the accum. I'm now back at my weighing mode. Now, if I remove enough weight, which would be the liquid nitrogen, it's going to alert me if I drop below that parameter where I need to be alerted that, hey, we better get liquid nitrogen in here quick to make sure that we're not going to lose our semen in here. And so that's the point of this, is that the scale is essentially going to protect all of your assets inside and make sure that you always have a protected and well thought out process so that if something does go wrong, instead of just guessing, we have a scale that is going to give us accurate numbers of when we need to make adjustments to add in more nitrogen.